Good morning. It's Tuesday, August 24th, 2021. My name is Terry Morgan, and we are here to practice Wudang Taiji. Again, apologies for being late again this morning. We have a couple of things that I've been working on. Fingers crossed that I've resolved part of, maybe not all, but part of the streaming problem. So, fingers crossed. This is saying it's good, this is saying it's good, fingers crossed. Alright, now, I want to mention again that this week and next week, we're finishing the first part of Wudang Taiji. I'm going to start the second part, and I'll review the first part as we go along. I'm going to look at how we can, how I can, and there's the problem again. Cheers. Let me try one thing. I don't know if I can do this while we're... Apparently not. Well, maybe. There we go. Here and all right. Not entirely sure what to do with this, Shell. One more thing. Okay, well, you see me adjust things over here, and now it says excellent connection. Alright, so apparently I have a hacker that has burrowed into my systems. I found part of it yesterday, so, and I think that's part of what's going on. When I switch networks, they can't follow, they have to switch and do something else. So it's a real pain and I just, the idea that somebody wants to do that somebody intentionally going to set out to disrupt and interrupt somebody who's doing something that gives them no consequence whatsoever, that bothers me. It's wrong. Alright, so ethics and that kind of thing really do matter to me. Alright, coffee. practice Tai Chi. Some adjustment here. There are always things that might be done by the backstage crew, which I don't have, and it's back. Okay. Hang on one second. Just all right. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to check the system again after class this morning. I think there's something that I can do, and I'm going to continue to work on this so that my live stream comes back to being what it should be and not having the errors. Yeah. Anyway, that's really going to be a distraction. You know what? I'm going to talk about this while I'm doing it here. So I'm thinking about whether or not I should shut off the stream and reconfigure something and try again. Or whether or not it's reasonable to just keep going. And if I shut it off and do something, how long would it take me to do that, and what would I need to do, and all of those questions, right? So I don't know. I don't know. What I know, what I'm seeing on my side over here is that, and again, apologies for the technical, but it's where my head's at right now. What I'm seeing over here says everything's fine. And what I'm seeing over here says, nope, there's a delay. Okay? What I'm seeing over here is a problem. What I'm seeing over here is not. Something in between. Perhaps something outside, you never know. Squirrel. Something in between. Figuring out where that is and what that is not a 2-minute thing. Alright, so if I was looking at a specific issue, for example, my frame, the way that my camera is set was off, I can fix that in a heartbeat. I can go adjust the camera at least. This is something that I worked on yesterday for a couple hours, so I'm not seeing that it's going to get resolved this morning. It's still annoying. One more time. Okay, we're trying again, fingers crossed. Apologies again for the technical snafus this morning. I'm going to start over and maybe, fingers crossed, because I'm not going to stop again. Okay, so I'm going to start over. Good morning, it's Tuesday, August 24th, 2021. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Taiji. Today we're going to cover reconnection successful. All right, so it dropped and came back up and it went and there it's back. Okay, it's Tuesday. It's all right. Let's try again. Let's do practice before something else, right? Let's practice while we can. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. Drop the shoulders. Open the arms. Circle the front. Basic stretch. Up along center line. Reach out. All the way over if you can. The more that you can support your back and open your hips, the easier it is to roll over. And stretch up. Elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Okay, I'm nervous. I'm gonna check this. It says it's still working. Yay! All right. We have next week that we're going to continue working on the first part of Wudang Taiji. Beginning the following week, I will start to introduce part 2 of Wudang Taiji. That will be on Tuesday only. On Monday, we're going to start part 2 of Yang style Tai Chi. So as I wrap up this segment, right? Been working on the first part of Wudang Tai Chi for a little while now. We're finishing it. There are a few things to keep in mind as we practice. There are a lot more things to pay attention to. And I'll cover some of it in part 2 as well. There are movements that repeat, right? There are some things that we do again in part 2. In part 1, we have several movements that repeat, right? Step up, dragon and tiger joined together. Step through, right? And so I'm seeing an error message up here again, but I'm gonna leave it alone, and I think I found one of the problems, so I'm got something to do next. Now I'm gonna do it right now, in a minute. Alright, finishing my thought here. Okay, so hand strum the lute. We're going to dragon and tiger join together, step through, hand strum the lute. Again, I'm going to go this direction, dragon and tiger join together, step through, hand strum the lute. This movement, this series, these 2 movements, right, repeat several times in the first part of the form. They repeat again in the second part. This idea, this concept where we have something that repeats, gives us a couple of different things. It gives us an understanding of how to get there, right? Coming from this place and I'm going to this place, and I'm coming from this place and I'm going to the same place. As I move through the form, as I come out of that move, as I move to the next move, what am I doing next? what's the, yeah, something's over here, my cat's looking. It's that day. All right, and so what am I going to do next? That variation, those changes are something that we want to pay attention to. I've talked about this before. Where did I come from? Where am I now? And where am I going? We're paying attention to all of that, plus a few other things, as we move through the form. Let's work through just the first part of Wudang Taiji up to the second dragon and tiger join together, hands strum the lute. Okay, this is before we back up. So there's a little bit to do. I'm going to go slow, partly for the camera and the live stream, and partly just because right now I want you to pay more attention to this idea of which movement came before, what am I doing now, what comes next. Feet together, stand straight, pull up through the crown of the head. Tip of the tongue touches the roof of the mouth. Breathe in. Relax. Bend the knees just a little bit. Toes grip the ground. Relax the breath. Shoulders down. Drop the chin just a little bit. Don't stick it out, pull it back. Open the gate at the base of the skull. Yujin, jade pillow. Breathe in, salute. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sink. Open left. Turn. Pull in. And out. Center. Turn to the left. Yes, the foot moves. And come on up on the left side. Cross the center. Down on the right. Up the center. And press up. Turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down. Shift back. 1, 2, 3. Turn the other side. 4. And turn to the front. 1, 2, 3. Circle. Double punch. Shift. Dragon and tiger join together. Step up. Hand strum the lute. Shift forward. Palm up. Turn. Golden rooster shakes its tail feathers. And down. Relax through the waist. Center. Making sure that you're centered before you transfer all your weight to one leg is always a really good idea. Dragonfly. No, I was looking at the dragonfly on the window there. Up. Ciao, chin up. White crane spreads its wings on the face. Brush knee. brush knee, dragon and tiger, and hand strum the loop. Alright, relax. This whole sequence, right? We have another one, and we turn around and we're going to work on that in just a second. This whole sequence has several moves that repeat. Okay. We have dragon and tiger joined together, hand strum the lute. Up here on the left side, brush knee, and I will brush knee over on the right side. Okay? Left side, right side. At the very beginning, yin and yang, liang yi, yin and yang both appear. Push over here and come down, and come over here, right? These repetitions, this idea, this concept of, you know, I've got this move and I'm going to do this, and then I'm putting all of that together gives us physically a range of movement. Good exercise. The internal work, what we're doing with that movement, okay, in addition to the applications, right? And I'll talk about that in just a second. The internal work that goes with gives us facility with our internal energy. And I've seen a lot. There are some systems of Tai Chi that it is reasonably easy to do the form without paying that much attention to the internal workmanship. The outward movements are straightforward, excuse me, and the emphasis on using the internal workmanship, nagel, is, yeah, when you're advanced, you do that. Okay? Which true, when you're advanced you do, but that's the learning process. Now, granted, I started Wudang Tai Chi when I was already a more advanced student. Yeah. But it was still something that I had to learn more and pay attention to, was that as I, if somebody don't want me talking about Wudang Tai Chi, I don't know what the problem is. I don't know. Anyway, so what I discovered was that with Wudang Tai Chi, knowing what I was supposed to be doing internally mattered. That it was difficult for me to do certain movements if I did not understand what I was supposed to be doing, right? Other things, yeah, okay, I'll do this, and if I don't understand it right now, yeah, it's okay. But with Wudang Tai Chi, I look at this, what's going on with that? What did you do? Right? When I was learning, that's how it I had to look at it a couple of times to see, you know, oh, that's what happened. Oh, that's where that goes. There's still, and forever will be, it's a forever thing. There's still and forever will be questions that I will have about all of the movements that I do. That's the nature of continuing practice, is you always are looking at, what am I doing today? How can I make it better? What might I pay attention to more? What should I be paying attention to? All right? Okay, so with that in mind, this last part, from where we were Hands from the loop to the end. Still, where am I now? What was I doing before? What was I doing? What am I going to do next? Hands from the loop. Shift down, turn. Left heel, brush knee. Circle, down, out to the left. Right heel, brush knee. Step up, out to the right again, and down. Shift forward, punch down, turn 1, 2, 3, bring it in, 1, 2, 3. Pull up on the left, down on the right, come to center, cross hands, open, and close. Salute. All right. As we come back through, a couple things, there's this last piece. All right. Yeah, let me go this way. Here, pull in. This keeps coming. It doesn't stop. And my waist comes with. Yeah, there's right here. Turn. Turn. All right, now, this turn and come out, right? We use the physical dynamic. We also want to use the waist and the lower dantian. I talked about the lower dantian yesterday. This is the idea of the two swimming fish. Right? This is yin, the yin fish and the yang fish. Yin and yang are always together. They are never separate. There may be less of one or more of one, but they're always together. They are not opposites, they're complements. Okay? So they like each other. Yin and yang like each other. They really do. There's a whole couple of weeks of philosophy class on that. But I'm not doing that today. All right, so as we connect with the lower dantian, as we're able to move that energy, turn, yeah, two fish, doing this. As we're able to do that, we're able to apply that energy, that turning, and to what we're doing with the physical movement. So we have a turning in the dantian that turns the waist, that turns the arm, that ends up with the fist out here. This right here is when swing your arm down. Just start up here, swing it down. Just let it go. Start here, let it go. And start up here and let it go. What happens if you don't stop it? It'll slow down eventually, right? It's a lot bigger than it needs to be, but that's the idea. As I bring my fist in here, twist, and turn out. that gives me the momentum from the physical movement, gives me the ability to tap into that kinetic energy and use it. It also develops this connection through the waist. Alright? So, in here, as I step through, this pulls back, this comes around. And up. Okay? I have something here, and I'm going to hit it with the sand. It's the idea. Alright, so down, now up. This hand stays out. And yes, that tap the hand. You should tap the hand. You should be able to hear it. Do not do this with rings on. You will hurt your other hand. Alright? But you should feel it. Alright? Step through, pull back. And step out. Okay, as I step out, punch. My left hand back up on my elbow. My fist has just a little bit of a point on it. Just a little bit, not a lot, just a little. Right? So it's not totally flat here. There's just a little bit. Not a lot. Straight out. And as I was talking about this idea of, I'm going to come around and up and back and out. That's what my arm does. Okay? That doesn't account for my body moving while I'm doing this, okay? But the point is, and we're going to do this like 3 times, all right? So my point is that as we move through this series, paying attention, this whole idea of connections again, paying attention to where am I in this circle? Right? Hands from the loop. Shift forward. Step down. Brush knee, punch down. Turn 1, 2, 3. Line hands out. Pull back. 1, 2, 3. Again. Line hands out. Lazy guy ties up his sleeves. Hands come loop. Shift forward. Step. Punch down. 1, 2, 3. And turn. Turn the waist. Turn the waist. Turn the waist. Again. Shift forward. Turn 1, 2, 3, pull in, turn the waist, turn the waist, turn the waist. Relax. Alright. It should take some effort, and you should, if you ate breakfast before class, you made a mistake. Alright, so this idea of applying the energy and the dynamic of the physical movement to connect with the energy and the dynamic of the internal movement. This inside-outside connection. Multiple connections through the body. Shoulders with the hips, elbows with the knees, hands with the feet. Right? That's on the outside, upper body with the lower body. Everything needs to be, everything needs to be well coordinated. Not too much, not too little. Right? No excessive stuff. For example, now I give things in exaggerated mode so that you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to do this in exaggerated mode. Alright, this is the set that we've just been working on, and I'm going to come this direction. This is exaggerated mode. Okay? Don't do this. This is bad. Don't do this. No, bad. Don't. There's a bunch of junk in there, and it's wrong. Okay? The movement should be easy to see, easy to look at, understandable by someone who knows what they're looking at. Right? I understood that to be something that should never be done. That's what I wanted to demonstrate. A lot of flopping, a lot of extra foo-foo stuff that doesn't belong there at all. Okay? I have unfortunately seen folks who do add their flourishes, shall we say, to some forms. Unless it has specific meaning in context of the art, don't do it. This